My name is Kelsey Carroll, and I'm a sophomore studying communications and political science at Purdue University, Fort Wayne. Choosing that major and minor were a no-brainer for me, simply because I love writing and I love history. In high school, I wrote for the school newspaper, and that's where I learned all of the AP style rules, how to conduct an interview, and how to pitch story ideas. A few months into college, I found myself not fitting into any of the clubs on campus, even though I really wanted to be involved. I just hadn't found the right place for me. On a whim, I came across the organization Young Americans for Liberty on Facebook. I was amazed that there were so many college students that had the same political beliefs that I did. I had always felt like somewhat of an outcast among my peers because of my political beliefs. Young Americans for Liberty is a nonprofit organization that aims to identify, educate, and train youth activists in the liberty movement. One conversation with the regional director in my area, and I was so ready to become more involved. Fast forward 6 months, and I am now chapter president of Young Americans for Liberty at Purdue University, Fort Wayne, and I get the pleasure of working with students on my campus, in Indiana, and all across the country, in hopes of spreading the ideas of liberty. I am also a media ambassador for Young Americans for Liberty, and this is the role that has really changed my life. Because of this organization, especially the Media Ambassadors program, my professional journalism career has taken off faster than I could have ever hoped for. Essentially, what I do each month is submit at least 2 articles that align with the Liberty message to the Director of Communications for editing, and then we pitch the articles to national news outlets together. In the past 5 months, I have been published multiple times in Campus Reform, Red Alert Politics, and the Washington Examiner. The articles that I am currently writing are typically millennial-based because that's my generation. Most of them are news pieces about events that happen on college campuses, like when the socialist groups at Kent State University refused to participate in a canned food drive because the conservative and libertarian groups on campus were also involved in the fundraiser. Although not as frequently, I also write opinion pieces. The latest opinion piece that I had published was about the loss of ethics in journalism from the perspective of a journalism student. With that being said, I would like journalism to be more of a side job, just freelance, when I have the time. After writing articles for a few years now, I've gotten a little burnout on it, and I want to focus my efforts elsewhere, which is the beauty of communications. With a degree in communications and a minor in political science, my possibilities are endless, and I'm so thankful for that. Now, I would like to continue to grow my connections in the political arena and work on the communications team for a campaign or a congressperson. Recently, I've become more involved with the national communications at Young Americans for Liberty by editing blogs for the website and writing some emails to our whole network. I also attended a training by the Leadership Institute called the Youth Leadership School, where I learned more about working on a communications team in the political and nonprofit world. I was also invited to shadow the Director of Communications at Young Americans for Liberty, and after spending the day working with the national staff, I'm confident that I have found what Jesus has called me to do. As I continue my communications and political science studies at Purdue Fort Wayne, I hope to gain more knowledge on how communications teams work while also gaining experience in the field.